right that everybody should be able to speak whenever they want. Again, you understand the churches, they be agree with some, but it's how is so unity, how you call unity this? Yeah. This is going to bring a lot of opinions, and it's really a loophole. Because what is hate for you probably is not hate for me. So how you really put a line, it's very easy to justify. They should leave the things like they are, and when some fire appears, well, they go and put the fire. And why we need to suffer? Because the responsibility of other people. We have never done something out of line. We always come in respectful, and we say what we have to say, and then we leave. Why they have to put now a regulation that is going to divide us more? Because now we have to be even more political correct than we need to be now, and this has been even more mental health for people. This is a no-no. So this is why we are here, but now we're going to visit the people that is going to speak. So we're going to speak the poem, the lady that has the poem. What is this girl? What is your name for girl? Oh, Vicky, can you please give it up for Vicky? Somebody can save her. Somebody recorded her, please. What? Can somebody record it?
Can you record this for me?
Can somebody record it, Vicky?
Thank you.
Okay, Vicky. Give it up.
Give me an A.
A.
Give me a C. C. I am with ACORN, and it is a pleasure of mine to be here. Here is my poem. We need the liberals for the expense with our housing costs for our rent. We do not need to be disappointed by the conservatives. We need a leader who will fight, protect, and build for our rights. Since we are now in a crisis, due to cause and effect, we are no longer allowed to protest. Protest in buildings, sidewalks, and streets. How can we get across to the public when all we can do is stay at home and watch this on television? Shame! Shame! Do we need a stronger Canada, from which I believe these members will support us? A good plan could be always to be together in different communities, however, and also sharing not for that we require, but also in the opinions and experience we may have encountered in the hope to help one another. This will or could reduce dangers, perhaps something to consider. Instead of protesting, we should choose who is the best to be elected. In particularly Ontario, individuals and communities can advocate for change through various avenues. This includes contacting elected officials, participating in public to avoid any disruptions. In these forums, can we get more kind people to volunteer? That is, with relevant organizations in this time of crisis. Lastly, engaging in educational initiatives to raise awarenesses in this situation. It's time to end crimes we always find, mainly us as taxpayers at this time, and to end NSF fees unforeseen. We are hungry. We are bound to all acknowledge rent increases can cause that we need to implement a course of action for homelessness. What are we to do then when people don't care to understand? Do I need to mention in just a few more words, or do we need to remain with the suspense to be in jail one day perhaps, with no security at hand? Mainly we should protest when someone in despair needs more, or does this issue have to go to court where we can be heard by history already learned? Or tell me something everybody doesn't already know. Thank you. The people
united will never be defeated.
Ain't no power.
There is no power like the power of the people and the power of the people. India Babington! I'm telling you that she is a person who speaks so well, first of all, and she knows the issues. Last time when we heard, we were on fire, so be prepared. Thank you, India.
Okay. So we're here and we're not going to let anybody silence us. We're definitely here because we're talking about our rights.
Yes.
Our rights, we are in a country where it's not to be taken for granted. It's our rights and we have a voice and we use it. And if you have legs, you use them. And whatever way that you have to move around and whatever way that you have to shout, you shout. So we're going to start off with this. I'm going to do a short chant here. And when I say part of it, then you say, when I say, what do? You stand up and you fight back. When workers' rights are under attack, what do you? First, you know, when we talk about rights and our protection as well, I also want to commend the dear officers that are here as well this morning, making sure that our safety is important to them as well. Okay, so you don't have to be afraid.
Thank you.
Okay? Let's look at them and say thank you because they're not here to intimidate you. But you don't have to be afraid. And I think it's so important because we're here this morning and one of the reasons council is also considering a bylaw which would restrict protests and pickets in city for the city. Shame! You know what's so strange? I am going to tell you that because I am here because I oppose that.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you why. Just recently, we saw on the news, and we hear it, you know, through whisper, of more than 100 immigrants that was sleeping on the street, homeless. Nobody was looking at them. Until there was a protest, until people speak out, no one looked at them. Politicians wasn't looking at them. So that's why we need our voice, and we have a right to protest whenever we want to, anywhere we want to. Not too long ago, we saw the same dance. We saw the same dance when Ford tried to muzzle workers from speaking up, from standing up to their right for their right, from fighting their employer, for standing in the street and speak out for their rights as workers. And he tried that and he lost that fight. We are here this morning to send a message that if they didn't learn their lesson then, we're here to show them that we're not going to back down.
Exactly.
You have rights. Many things that we are speaking up about. If we don't do that, nobody else will look at us. We saw during the pandemic. Everybody else was important for even vaccine, except for people like you and me that look like us. We were at the back of the chain and we have rights. And they're trying to let us know that, you know what, we're no one. And if you don't do that, let me give you a perfect example. When it's time for election that we're in right now, what does those politicians do? They're in the street. They're doing nothing. If that's right what they're doing, they're reaching out to you in the street and at your doorstep for their support. So why can't you, after you elect them, stand up and speak out and ask them to do their job?
Hold them accountable.
If politicians believe that the only thing that they can do is to sit inside there and to sit up at Queen's Park and look for shortcuts of ways to muzzle you when you speak out, our voice is getting louder. I support our charter right for free speech. This is winning. For free speech and for free assembly. We don't accept any special rule for anyone. We believe in equal rights for all. They don't get to come and knock your door and go in the street and slide paper under your door while you don't have rights to come back and give them your paper.
Richard, tell them.
It could restrict for us as union our ability to win better contract for our members.
That's it.
Our rights are currently under threat from Donald Trump and the United States as well. We gotta send a strong message for you out here in the community. If you did not take the street and talk about the exploitation of greedy landlord, you would not be victorious today. Nobody was out here. If you was not out here talking about the quality of living and health and safety in your building, no one would have listened to you if you didn't take it. Look at what's happening across the border. We're here talking about it. We're watching the news every day.
Yes.
Watching somebody over there threaten our rights in this country.
Yes.
Are we falling asleep or are we standing up and fighting back?
Stand up and fight.
So why is it that politicians think it's okay for us to come together with them to speak out and to stop Trump? But we don't have right to stop them in this country when they infringe our rights. The good life for working people wasn't won through begging.
Yes.
It was won by taking the street.
Yes.
And I believe as long as they feel like they can tell us to stay in our homes, stay in our corners, stay in our lane, then we won't be able to win anything. And that's why we gotta step in the street, because you know what? Yes. We don't win until we take over the street.
Yes.
That's where we win, in the street. They don't get to walk away and pretend they're the good guys when they're exploiting you.
Yes,
and that's why we have to continue taking the street to make our voice heard. Yes. We're not here endangering a daycare. We're not here endangering a church. Hello, everything that Pastor Nat is saying right now, that why you shouldn't protest, it existed a long time ago and he didn't use his platform to stop that. Exactly. So don't use us as your alibi and why you need to put people into a bubble. Go do your job. Safety is important for the church. Safety is important for childcare. And you're not the person who's putting it in danger. He needs to go off and go do his job and stop using you. We need to protect our rights to fight for a better life for co-workers, for our families, and our community. Yes. And so, comrades, I say to you this morning, it doesn't matter. We hit some hurdles this morning when you stand out there. Just a few of you standing out there and watching. All of a sudden, trumped up rules made overnight from security guards who come to intimidate you this morning. We stand right here with a megaphone just weeks ago. And they had no problem. But this morning they came with a new rule they made last night to tell you that you can't use a megaphone. Who the hell they think they are? Every single one of us have a voice and we can speak out. This is how the rule made. This is how the rule made, one by one, to intimidate people that look like us. But we have the problem. For us to win anything inside this country, we have to stand up and speak out. For us to win anything in our building, you have to stand up and speak out. For them to win a seat in city council, they have to ask us to march to the poll. We're in the street going out there. So why is it so wrong for you to be here speaking up on your rights?
Thank you.
They're not knocking your doors for it. And that's why you have to come to them. So we're here to send that message. We're not going to roll over and play dead. We're not going to hide from anything. We're going to take this because it's our right. It's about workers' rights. It's about our community rights. It's about people rights. It's about citizen rights. And we're not going to let someone like Pastor Nat muzzle any of us for his own well good. Brothers, comrades, let's stand up together. Let's take on this fight. Even if they don't allow you to go inside there, you're not going to go away. Because we remember them. There is an election on the 28th coming. You're damn sure going to remember those ones. And there's another election coming, and you're damn sure going to remember them. So anyhow they think that this is all they can do to stop you, they better think again. Solidarity, sisters and brothers.
The people united will never be.
Do we pay taxes?
Yes.
What do these taxes pay for? Maybe the streets?
Right.
So, do we own the streets?
Yes.
Whose streets?
Our streets.
Whose streets? And the council as well. It was amazing. I think some people really are now fired up. And really we understand that it's not only to people like maybe are racialized, but it's to everybody who's taking these rights to speak out. So now we have some members that are going to speak. We're going to invite Stacy. Please, Stacy, we want to remember 3 important stuff.
Hey everybody, my name is Stacy. I'm a Toronto Downtown member for over the last year now. We are gathered here today to peacefully demonstrate our fundamental rights in this still sovereign nation to assemble, engage collectively, and express our opinion with raising awareness about what the city is planning to pass, taking our democratic rights away with a protest bylaw. The Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedom already has in place regulations to ensure protests are carried out with the public safety in mind. Why is the city creating more administrative barriers, limiting people's freedom? We're already here today as ACORN members fighting for the human right of housing standards. Now we're getting chipped away on our human right to collect and demonstrate and fight for those rights. We should not be following in Trump's footsteps.
No.
Councillors, please do not pass this bylaw.
Yeah. The people united will never be defeated.
That was really powerful as well. So now we're going to hear from Susan. Susan, give it up for Susan! And I forgot to mention that Stacy is from downtown and Susan is from Western.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, Susan. Go on, girl.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Dear people, do not give up the fight. I am Susan Cox, a member of Western Chapter Toronto ACORN. I want to say this is a time that we can stand together and fight for our rights. And right now, they are trying to take it away. They cannot give all the power to the people, all the rights. We cannot lay down and die. We are supposed to be a country with equal right and justice. We all make up this country, and without us workers, we will not have a country. The people united will never.
This group is on fire. I never seen members all the time chanting. So now we're going to receive Brian, and his room is yours.
Those are really tough acts to follow, so I'll do my best, all right? Good morning, everyone. Morning, everyone. My name is Ryan Endo. I'm a member of Toronto ACORN, the East Chapter, and I'm the chair of the Dawes ACORN Tenants Association, and I'm a licensed paralegal. I know we have police here today. I can't give you any legal advice, but I'm going to give you some hot legal takes on what I think of this ridiculous bylaw framework that they're trying to push at City Hall as it relates to our...
Speak into the microphone.
I'll speak into the mic. Can you hear me better now? All right. It's my pleasure and delight to be with all of you this morning. We're such a diverse group of people. There are many things that distinguish us from each other that have brought us here today. And although there are some people, including city councillors in this building behind me, that want to use our differences and the very notion of differences between people to divide and relegate us, we are here today to stand tall and firm in solidarity with each other.
Yes!
And to tell the city that they have no authority to create a bylaw framework to advance the idea that peaceful public demonstrations are depending on where they are held presumptively hateful and dangerous. Shame! Imagine living in a city like Toronto, in a country like Canada in 2025, with our very mature and developed constitution, our mature understanding of our constitutional rights under the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and being told by the government that demonstrating on public property, there are certain institutions is inherently hateful, unsafe, and illegal. Well, I hate to break it to you all, folks, but that's exactly what some members of Toronto City Council want to do. You know, when I came here this morning, I wasn't going to name drop anyone, but the ringleader behind this is Councillor James Pasternak. Who is out here right now and has been spreading misinformation about the purpose of this bylaw. He's too much of a coward to come out here and defend himself and defend his actions.
Yes!
Him and my own councillor, Bradford.
Yes! Call them out!
They have directed the city manager as well as city staff in various divisions to try to justify their objective, which is to silence our voices by illegally closing off parts of the public square and trying to impose on us the idea that we don't have a right to challenge people and institutions, including people who hide behind certain institutions, who hide behind buildings like this, and have been doing so since the very beginning that our democracy started to take shape.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And that goes further back than Canada.
Yes.
And I specifically mention democracy because without the right to protest, there is no such thing as democracy. We have a body of federal and provincial legislation as well as decisions of our courts that inform our understanding of what is a lawful assembly, expression, association, and other lawful exercises of our fundamental freedoms as guaranteed under Section 2 of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. This mission that they are on to narrow our rights is beyond the city's jurisdiction. It is unconstitutional. It will be a tough sell to our courts. It is a waste of city resources, and to use the language of some of our conservative friends, it is a waste of taxpayer money. You must vehemently object to it. And I'm going to share with you some ways that you can fight back. Right now, the city is engaged in public consultations. There will be a Zoom consultation tonight, April the 27th at 7 p.m. There's going to be another one on April the 27th at 7 p.m. You can go online, you can register to be part of the consultation process. And there is also a survey that is out right now. That survey, the deadline is, I believe, May the 1st. So get online and participate in the survey so that your voice can be heard. And we can tell City Council, and we can tell, especially those problematic city councilors, that we are here and we're going to fight for our rights and we're not going to stop.
Yeah.
That they don't get to decide what our constitutional rights are. They're guaranteed. And the courts have already dealt with this. The Supreme Court of Canada has dealt with this. And that there's nothing that they are going to accomplish through this bylaw framework except intimidating people and wasting the city's money in the courts.
Thank you so much, Ryan. That was very insightful and very powerful as well. So now we're going to have Kitty, and Ryan is from East York and Kitty is from Scarborough, East. He said, I am the last, almost one dead in Scarborough. Okay, so please receive Kitty.
Hello everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm honored to be here joining with, my name is Giri from Scarborough ACORN, joined by fellow ACORN members like you and our allies against our city council's demonstration ban bylaw, which is an undemocratic move that would restrict protest on sidewalks and city property.
Shame.
Yeah, it is a shame. We are standing up for our rights to dissent and demanding that the city drop this dangerous bylaw, also known as no free speech zone. It's a public space, belongs to people, not just those in power.
Yes.
But they are misinformed.
Yes.
This bubble zone bylaw, rebranded from safe access to abortion, that does not protect vulnerable groups, but silence democratic voices like ours, which calls to stop evictions and homeless deaths on our streets.
Yes.
So, like my brother mentioned earlier, Councillor Bradford, who is championing the demonstration ban bylaw, is neither pro-life nor pro-choice.
Yeah.
But servant of the public business agenda, big business agenda.
Yeah.
So, let me put some numbers. In 2023, over 300 people died due to homelessness, and within the first 6 months of 2024, about 135 people lost their lives. And half of them were due to drug overdose. Yet the city response was, let's stop counting the dead.
Shame.
That is a huge shame to our city, owned and operated by giant landlords and agents who profit off the housing crisis. I have serious concerns with the definition of vulnerability. Any faith institution institutions that reinforce racism and injustice in our society is not a vulnerable institution. Our elected leaders who legislate laws to control our lives are not vulnerable persons. Those who sit at the corporate boards are powerless only by their imaginations. So, as a postal worker, I worked 30 days on the picket line, and guess what? We were legislated back to work, and we still don't have a contract. My co-workers are still fighting. My co-workers are still fighting hostile management and terrible work conditions. And that is going to be much more bigger of an issue in the upcoming days.
Yes.
So I call on Mayor Olivia Chow and councillors who care about democracy to do the right thing.
Yes.
To stop wasting taxpayer dollars. To stop serving the few at the top. Bring real solutions to housing crisis because housing is a human right. Protect tenant rights in the city, not take them away.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kitty. You see the leadership in this wonderful organization. Everybody here is a leader because you have been taking a step to come here today. So you need to feel super proud of who we are, really and truly. Because we are the voice for the ones who don't know how to voice, and we have been saying this over and over. And so now we're going to receive James, that I don't know where he's coming from. He's going to tell us where you coming from, James? Etobicoke. Woo! That's so nice when Etobicoke is here. Amazing.
Hello? Oh, that works. There we go. Morning. I'm James. I organize with ACORN in Rexdale, mainly, at the Bergamot Avenue Tenants Union. Over the last few months, we've been taking actions to win better conditions for all the tenants experiencing mistreatment from our landlord. One of our earliest actions was a protest outside of the management office of our complex. I speak as a member of ACORN. This proposed bylaw would hamper our abilities to organize effectively.
That's right. Yes.
Oh, it's all right. The wind's got me in a pickle here. Where was I? We are located on my building specifically.
Y'all gonna run and follow me. Y'all gonna run and follow me. Y'all gonna run. Y'all gonna run.
Yeah, we're good. My building specifically and my whole complex is located between 3 places of worship and a seniors building. So this bylaw would affect us greatly. The tenants in our building at Bergamot Avenue have been subjected to infestations of pests like bed bugs, mice, and cockroaches. My building itself has dealt with devastating flooding multiple times over the last decade. We face regular disruptions in water service, high rents, and extreme temperatures in the summer. And because we couldn't handle such mistreatment any longer, we turned to organize. We turned to ACORN. Our first action was a protest outside of the management offices. Another was a mass delivery of work orders to those same offices. Soon we plan to have a tenant meeting at a shared park in our complex. I asked the council, do they believe that our actions should be shut down under this proposed bylaw?
Okay.
To what lengths are they willing to stretch the definition of demonstration to shut down our democratic rights as citizens? In all these instances, we take no action against the vulnerable institutions mentioned as defined by the city. Yet we take peaceful action against those who we believe have wronged us for years. Yet if the authorities chose to, they could easily deny us our very rights because of an arbitrary distance set in this building. Protest is enshrined as a right in our charter. But beyond that, it's a fundamental right to humanity itself. Protesting is collective, it's community-based, and one of the easiest ways for us to voice our displeasure with those in power. This is a right inherent to living in a free society. one that must be upheld no matter what. That right today is being threatened, with fascist movements gaining steam across the globe and one currently holding power over our neighbor to the south. Our right to speak up against the injustices in our neighborhoods, our workplaces, our countries, and our world has never been more precarious. City Council deems it fit to consider freeing us from these rights. To use their time and our tax dollars to consider one of the most anti-democratic measures this city has ever seen as serious policy. Some of the supporters of this proposal will say it's meant only to protect these vulnerable institutions from harm. But I do ask the city, what if the workers of these vulnerable institutions wanted to go on strike? What if their boss, like many bosses, treated them poorly and they wanted to speak up against that? Say at a school even? Should it be against the law for them to picket outside of their place of work? Sorry guys, I ain't drink water. Hold on. In my instance, if tenants wanted to protest against the inhumane conditions the landlord keeps them in, but their building is located next to a school, a church, a seniors building, should the protest be forced to move 100 meters away? Conveniently away from the very people doing harm to them. The very people who should hear the community coming together to say no more. We're gathered before City Council today to tell them in the strongest possible terms that this cannot stand.
That's right.
The people of Toronto will not have their rights trampled on. We can never call ourselves a democratic society if we remove a key pillar of democracy. I ask the councillors, I ask the mayor and city staff to shut this motion down where it stands. If we allow this to go any further, what comes next? What will stop the next council from expanding the zones another 10 or 50 or even 100 meters? Where any demonstration can be forced to the outskirts of the city, where there's no one to be bothered, but more importantly, no one to listen and no one to hear. I ask the city today, for the love of our rights, do not let this pass. Thank you for your time.
Somebody put him out.
ACORN, free Alejandra. Hi everyone.
Hi, Marva.
My name is Marva Burnett. I'm from Scarborough, ACORN. I'm here to say today, this is my right.
Yes.
The politician didn't give me this right.
Yeah,
And hell no, they're not taking it away. I am here today to say to James and Brad, check yourself. Because we are not giving up our rights for you. It's not my fault you're feeling uncomfortable with what we are doing. If you did your job right, you won't have to be feeling uncomfortable. You need to stand up and check these people because we are tired. We are fed up and we're not taking it no more. This is our Charter of Rights and Freedom. If we have a problem with City Hall, why should we go to Eaton Center and protest?
Exactly.
We have a problem with you, so we come into you. We're not going anywhere. And this, whatever law they want to pass, it's not going to pass. Because let me tell you, it's not legal. You're not going to violate my rights to please yourself. And we as ACORNs and our union members and everything like that, listen people, we're going to stand up. And we're not backing down. Because guess what? We're not going anywhere. They can't take our rights away. And they can't do anything to us because we're standing on the law. That is our right. And there is no rights like our rights. And there is no power like people power. So we are going to say to them, we're not taking it no more. There ain't no power like the power of the people. And the power of the people don't stop. Because with power, stay we're united.
Yes.
You see this building behind here? We have to get to those city councillors because when they wanted our votes, they sought us out.
Yes.
And now that you're going to violate my rights, you're trying to take away my rights, I am going to fine you.
Yes.
So there's nowhere you can hide. I will fine you because my rights is important. And I'm going to assume that all of you guys' rights are important.
Yes.
So we are going to find them and we're going to say,
That's right.
it's not going to work.
Yes.
Try something else. Because we're going to stand up and we're going to fight back because we don't have anything to lose. You know that song that says, stand up and fight back?
Yes.
You have nothing to lose.
Yes.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to
Yes.
stand up and we're going to fight back.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Your rights, good girl.
You see why she was the president of ACORN, isn't it? She is powerful. So thank you, Marva. And we try to show a little demonstration of how it's going to be when if we allow that this law pass. We will be all like mouth, covered. We cannot be able to speak, and this is going to be, well, terrible for us. So now we have Gabriel, will be the last person that is going to speak. Gabriel, he is coming for the representing migrant workers. Woo! Gabriel, please give it up. Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. Hi. I deliberately kept silent. You know why? I came to Canada as a migrant farm worker. And in my country, no news is good news. No news is
Good news.
but only to find out Canada has a culture of silence. A culture of silence. And in Canada, migrant workers, because of unjust laws, migrant workers are forced to be quiet. But in our home countries, no news is
Good news.
but in Canada, no news is because of unjust laws and policies. Will you be quiet and be a spectator, or will you be a fighter and fight? So what are the politicians afraid of? The day we stand united. And we know we can go for a long list of success stories when we stand united that we achieve success. If we look just here, to protect and serve, wouldn't we feel confident that these people are protecting our rights and serving us? But whose rights and who are they protecting and who are they serving? Who are they protecting and who are they serving? Isn't it us that have to fight for our rights and protect our rights? So I want to tell you a couple of things. Yesterday, a friend of mine told me that the administration for the building, they're doing some renovation works, and each resident got a letter to pay $5,000, $7,000 for renovations. And they were all on the periphery, not inside of the building, on the outside of the building, and the garage and so on. They had no idea what to do, but somebody from ACORN quickly came to the rescue. And right now, they're united and rolling, pushing back. And now they feel differently, they feel more empowered. Thanks to ACORN. Because of ACORN, tenants have a say. Because of ACORN, tenants feel more empowered. Because of ACORN, the tenants feel that they can exercise their rights. Last week I was at a conference and an employer said she feels more secured as an employer than as an employee. She feels more secure. The laws protect the employees more than the employees. So who will fight for your rights? Who will fight for your rights? The employer or we that have to stand up and fight? So today I feel really, really beautiful because when we stand united, we can push back and defend our rights. Last week I was right here. Because last week, Thursday, the 17th, was 43 years since Canada signed on to the Charter of Rights and Freedom. I didn't hear that. Charter of Rights and Freedom. But where are those rights and where are those freedoms? They want to roll it and roll it and roll it back, right? What are you going to do? Stand up and... What are you going to do? I didn't hear that. What are you going to do? No, I'm not standing up and fighting back. What are you going to do? Today, we will build a better world. Thank you, thank you.
Very good. We hear the part. voices and more voices, and I know we do an interview for each one of you. You will sing similarly, and this is why you are here. So now we're going to send 3 people with a letter, isn't it, to see what is going to happen inside. Somebody's going to sign that letter. Who is going to sign it? But while we are waiting here, we're going to go. You see in your agendas, everybody has agendas. Isn't it, the paper? There are the numbers of the mayor, our Mayor Olivia, Councilor Vincent Crisante, Councilor Stephen Holiday, Councilor Amber Morley, Councilor Gore Perks, Councilor Francis Nunciata, Councilor Jace Pasternak, Councilor Anthony Perusa, Councilor Mike Cole, Councilor Alejandra Bravo, Councilor Asma Malik, Councilor Diane Sachs, Councilor Josh Matzlo, Councilor Chris Moyes, Councilor Paula Fletcher, and Councilor Rachel Chermus-Lee. And what happened with Brad Bradford? Why is Brad Bradford not here?
He's there.
People are going inside, and while we are waiting here, we're going to call these councilors. Can we start from your phone and say that you don't agree with the law? That's it. We had a councilor, so you can call your councilor, isn't it? And call and say, look, I don't agree with this law for this and this and that. Something simple, but the idea is that they need to hear from us. So right now we are about, how many? Somebody has counted? 1, 2, 3, sorry to count you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They receive 30 calls. Each one of them is going to be powerful. Can we start to do it? Check your pages and we'll start to do it.